This week's energy reading. Before I hop into the reading, one of the things that I've been noticing, especially this past week, we just had the 11/11 portal, but what I was noticing for the entire week is that manifestations are coming in fast and furious, which is exciting depending on what you're manifesting. So all of that is to say, obviously if you're working on intentionally manifesting great things in your life, then this is a very fun and delightful and powerful time. And if you're manifesting on default, you might be having a very different experience. So just a little reminder of being clear. If you want to manifest more good things in your life, to really be clear about what that means for you. I'm shuffling and I'm getting cards already, so I think we want me to wrap this up. But, funny. Yeah, we're manifesting all the time. Hello, Hazel. We're manifesting all the time. And it's really your choice of whether or not you're going to be manifesting positive or negative. And sometimes we're manifesting on default and we don't realize it, and that's okay. That's just part of the experience. And if you're hearing this today, it's just a little reminder of, hey, what's actually going on in your life? How are you feeling about that? And if there are things that don't feel good and you want to change them and you're ready to change them, this is a really powerful time to do that. So that being said, let's hop right into the reading. And as I was talking about manifestation, I got the prosperity card with the bee here. It looks like she's holding a ring. So this could literally be a ring, an engagement ring. And these readings are more geared toward mission. So it could be a business partnership, a collaboration, a literal engagement with a partner, a business partner, or perhaps you pick up a new client this week. Whatever it is, it's going to bring in prosperity for you. So if you've been collaborating with somebody, this is like confirmation that what you've been working on is really going to be prosperous for you. And I'm also feeling like it's going to be, it's going to bring a lot of healing. I'm seeing lots of yellow here. It's going to be really creative. Also bees, right? Like it makes you think of honey. Honey is like this, it's like, I always call it liquid gold. It's like, it's so sweet and delicious and rich and what's that word I'm looking for? It's becoming more of a rare thing. Like, and bees are just so crucial, right, to the way our world works. They're pollinators. So it's like a really valuable resource, and I think that a lot of times it's one of those resources that we take for granted. So it's like, that's the kind of collaboration that you're working on. It's rare, it's rich, and honey is like really healing, right? So if that's the kind of project that you've been working on with your mission, with another person, it's going to be highly successful. So keep going with that. And we also got, I love this card, we got Eagle Spirit, which is the Freedom card. And I just love this. Oh, there's a Pegasus down here too. So there may be some things coming in this month, this week. Maybe this has already happened for you. That's going to set you free. It's going to elevate you. You're going to be seeing things from a higher perspective. I'm also picking up higher consciousness here with this card. And there could be some travel coming up for you. And so it's interesting because it's been difficult to travel, right, during this time. And what I'm sensing here is like something's breaking loose, possibly in regards to that situation. I'm not going to get too deep into that. But there may be some things that are revealed this week or in the coming weeks where those things that have been kind of keeping us stuck in place. I'm talking code a little bit because I know when we talk about this, it gets censored. Specifically when we talk about it on social media. So there have been some restrictions put in place that may be lifting, that is going to create this sense of freedom. And it's not just in the mobility sense. That's a part of it, but it's more. It's deeper than that. And it might have a pretty significant impact on your mission. So keep an eye open for that. But I'm also feeling like this is soul freedom. This is like unleashing your soul. So if you've been doing your healing work, if you've been doing your inner work, there's also something on the horizon here where it's like you've freed yourself. I'm feeling like freeing yourself from the shackles of your ego. Okay, that just popped right into my head as I was talking about it. So keep doing your inner work. And what I'm sensing here is like you're going to be manifesting, right? So this is how it works, right? Like we plant the seeds, which are the intentions, and then we don't really see anything happen for a while because the seeds need to germinate, they need to grow, and a lot of that happens in the dark, in the ground, right? And then we keep nurturing it, we keep working on it, and then come spring, for example, we start to see the buds and the shoots. And that's what I'm feeling here is like you're going to start seeing the manifestations of the inner work that you've been doing. I haven't been talking about this for weeks now, but this is like this week, next week, the following week, perhaps even through the end of the year. Those things are going to start breaking through the surface for you, and it's going to bring like the sense of, oh wow, okay, like I had these moments where I doubted that this was even working. And now I'm getting the confirmation and the validation. And you're going to have this renewed sense of like, I want to keep going with this. Okay. And not just to get the prize, but like because you are actually feeling this freedom from the inside out, and you're starting to see the fruits of your labor, that inner work, that healing work is going to get some momentum. It's not going to feel as laborious, right? It's going to be something that you look forward to. It's going to be something that's more integrated into your life, into your mission, into your purpose. And, it's not going to feel like the way it used to feel. Okay. If it's been feeling heavy, if it's been like, oh my gosh, like, is this ever going to stop? It's not going to feel like that forever, right? If you think about anything that you start at first, it takes work, it takes focus, it takes intention. It's kind of messy in the beginning, and then you develop a mastery around it, and it gets easier, and it's actually pleasurable, and it's a source of great freedom for you. I don't know why, but they're bringing up skiing. Like, this is how skiing, if you're into that, I am, that family is, and it can be a hot mess in the beginning, right? The skis are going every which way, you're falling, you have to get back up, and it can be discouraging. And then you keep going and you keep practicing, and maybe you get lessons, and you keep pushing your ability, and ultimately you can ski just about anything, and it's a lot of fun and really enjoyable. And so that's what's coming up with this freedom card, is that the work that you've been doing is paying off. Okay, and you're going to feel that shift in vibration. You're just going to be, it's going to be more freedom, more joy, more pleasure coming in, and it's not going to feel so hard anymore. So that's great news. Let's see, what else we got? I'm noticing that there's a card in here in this deck that's turned over. Oh wait, no, it's upside down, but I'm curious. It's the only one that's upside down. Healing, right? Yeah. So with this card, I'm feeling like it's not just doing your healing work. It's like you're healing. It's happening. You're feeling better, right? Like it's when, if you think about an actual wound or an illness, it's that phase where it's so clear to you that most of the healing's been done. Now we go through these phases. It's like there will be things that will come up and you'll need to do healing work around it. And if there has been a lot that you've been working on in regards to maybe childhood wounds, past life wounds, trauma, recovering from this event and experience that we've been going through, right? Like that's an active healing process and journey, right? But what I'm sensing from this card is a lot of those things that you've been focusing on, especially if you've been, intentionally and intensively working on your healing the past couple of years, like you're not going to have to come back around to a lot of that again. Like it's healed. It's healed because you have been doing that healing work. And you're now entering this new cycle in this new phase of feeling who you are now that those things have been healed. So beautiful. And it's really interesting that this is lining up with winter in our northern hemisphere. So I just feel like we're cruising into the end of 2021, and it's just going to continue to be this magical time. Okay. So just keep doing what you're doing because it's working. It's what I'm feeling. And also, if you're having those moments of doubt, I've been getting a lot of messages outside of these readings lately where it's like, you're almost there. You're almost there. Like, do not give up now. Don't quit. Keep going. It's almost there. And it's feeling like, if you're running the marathon or you're doing the race and you're really at that point where you're like, I don't know if I can I'm so close to the finish line, but I don't know if I can actually get the push to do it. And this is the push to do it. Like you're almost there. Keep going. What you're doing is working. Things are manifesting. You're healing. Your prosperity, your freedom, it's coming in. So close. So now is not the time to give up. You can certainly rest. Definitely rest, right? Be easy on yourself, but keep that faith. Let's see. It's so funny. I always get pulled to bring a ton of decks down, and then I only use like one or two of them. So I'm not really sure what that's about, but I'm going to pull a couple of cards from the Kali Oracle. I think I always say this wrong. What else do we need to know this week? Oh, geez, we got a whole bunch. I'm going to take those. And this one. Oh, and this one hiding. Okay, we got a bunch. Where do I go for? I'm going to go with this one first. Okay. I don't think it really matters, but and I can never pronounce these correctly, so I apologize. Bagalamkai. She arrests the flow of a negativity, particularly that of our own making. She transforms our karma from that which hinders our joy to that which can create true happiness. As you seek refuge in her, you are protected from gossip, slander, and any form of negativity from others. A positive turning of the tide of good fortune is predicted. Right, so keep doing what you're doing. Also, what I'm feeling from this card is keep up the grounding and the clearing during this time as well. Because you've been doing your work, like you're having a different experience than much of the world, okay? There are humans here that are still asleep, they're not awake, and it's been a really difficult time, and that's not, it's just an observation, it's not a judgment. We're all on our journeys and in different places. You don't need to necessarily focus on that, like keep focusing within and healing yourself. And doing your energy clearing, and you're going to continue to have this time of like really positive experiences and energy coming into your life. Okay. What else we got here? Shri Bala. Commit entirely and without hesitation to your most passionate inspirations. There are genius and wisdom in what you yearn to do. You have a greater capacity to attain fruition than those around you may recognize. Believe in yourself even if no one else does. It is not imagination that drives you towards your destiny, but the instinctive recognition of your true purpose. So yeah, it's like keep focusing. If you're going to commit to anything, commit to your mission during this time. Okay, and this goes back to the prosperity card that showed up at the beginning, and the freedom card, right? Focusing on your own inner work, focusing on your mission, it's going to bring great things. It's when you're having experiences or choices and you're not sure, you're uncertain, a great question to ask. I heard this from someone else, and I don't remember who it is at the time. I don't remember who it was at the time, but a great question to ask when you're in that feeling of uncertainty of like, maybe you get an opportunity and you're like, this sounds like a really good opportunity, but I'm not sure, and I'm not sure what that's about. Ask yourself, does this bring me closer to my purpose? Does this bring me closer to what I'm here to do? Okay. So the other thing that you may be experiencing is like a lot of paths and opportunities opening up to you, which is beautiful. And it's also an opportunity to practice your discernment, because what happens when we say yes to every single opportunity that comes our way, but might not be aligned? We get burnt out, we get overwhelmed, we get spread thin. So awesome that you're opening up the floodgates, right? And it's also a reminder to use your discernment to go with what is most aligned for you. What else do we have here? Okay. Dhumavati. Certain endings are unavoidable. They are necessary precursors to radical reinvention. Any disappointment, defeat, or loss, and the negative repercussions of such experiences will not limit your future happiness, but are opening up yet unrecognized pathways for fulfillment. Your trust must be unconditional at this time, and later you shall see that everything has worked out for the absolute best. Okay, I know for me, I've had this multiple times, this experience where, it's a clear no, or things fall away and it hurts and it's disappointing and you wish it wasn't so, and you have a lot of resistance around it, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's like, yeah, okay. It's easy to let go and move on. And for those ones where it really stings, right? Have you ever had this happen where you look back and you're like, wow, I'm so glad that didn't go the way I thought I wanted it to go. So if you're experiencing a lot of situations or people or ways of being that are shifting and changing and leaving your life, just know that that's making way for new and better aligned things, especially if you've been working on yourself and you're raising your vibration. It's like some things are just not going to resonate with you anymore, and some of those things, it's like, yeah, it's just very clear, like this doesn't resonate with me anymore. And sometimes it's like, I really want this person, place, or thing to really keep resonating with me, and you have a hard time letting go, and you have resistance, and that's okay, right? Like, it's a process. And that's an opportunity for growth and to do some work around that and to feel what you feel about it, not to push it away and be like, well, I have to be okay with this because new and better things are coming. Like, that's not what I'm advocating here. But like, feel the sorrow, feel the sadness, feel the grief. Don't get stuck there, but feel it, right? Have gratitude for whatever that thing is that's been in your life and is leaving your life. And just trust that as you keep continuing to do your healing work, that's not always, you're not always going to feel that way. And that something else that's more aligned for you is coming in. I'm probably not going to say this as eloquently as I've read it, but I think it's Florence Scotian. Hi, Sandra. Oh, that's funny. I've been reading the book that you sent me. I think it's her that says that, like, spirit, nature abhors a vacuum. So if there are things that are leaving your life, it's like, that means something's going to come in its place and it's going to be better suited for you. Oh my gosh, this reading's getting long. Are we doing these? Okay. No. Are we doing these? Okay, this one. Kamala Devi. Held within Kali's protection, your heart radiates peace, certainty, and beauty. Her grace melts frustration into inspiration, fatigue into replenishment, and overactivity into effortless attraction. Yeah, so what I'm getting here is like lots of transformation, transmutation, alchemy happening at this time, or the potential for it. Okay, there's a potential for you to be doing this at this time. Kamala is the golden pathway of divine protection and peaceful contentment. She empowers your heart to receive with the same generosity, openness, and grace that you express when you give. You are swiftly approaching sacred fruition. Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that earlier? Right. But I'm also, so if you struggle, and this has been something that I've been noticing with myself and with others, this has been a big topic of conversation this year, is this ability to receive. So if that's an area that you struggle with, right? Like, you struggle to receive a compliment, or you struggle to receive money, or you struggle to receive help, right? And you might struggle to ask for these things too. So there's an opportunity to work on that and to expand your capacity to receive. Now, receive isn't always about the good stuff, right? A lot of the lessons I've been working through this year is like receiving what comes, positive, negative. So a lot of the suffering that can come up for us is around not being able to receive, not getting our way. And yet, when you start to work with faith, and you start to work with trust, and you start to work with this higher connection, this higher consciousness, this you're working with your relationship with the divine, it's calling you to be able to expand that receiving and trust that if it's a no, or I'm not right now, or not this way, that's actually for your highest and best. Okay, so there's a lot of opportunity coming in to play with that, to play with your capacity to receive. I know so many people who have such generous, beautiful hearts, and they love to give. That's my cat. She's confirming this. They love to give because it feels good, right? It feels good to give, and it's really uncomfortable for them to receive. But think about how good it feels for you to give, and then if you're not open to receiving from others, you're denying other people the opportunity to feel that way too. Okay, so that's it. That's kind of on the basic level, but on a deeper level, resistance is all about your limits on receiving. So if you can expand your ability to receive, it opens up the energy flow in your life, and it opens up. It's like we think we know what we want, and when you're willing to kind of hold that lighter and trust that Spirit's got your back and is going to bring you, whatever you want or better. Like, that's the thing. If we get so attached and rigid about, well, I want this thing and I want it this way and I want it at this time and I want it to look like this and I want it to unfold like this, like, that's not trusting, right? And that pushes the thing away. And would you say no if something even better, like 10, 20, 100 times better came your way? Would you push that away? It's like Spirit knows, So this is a great week to start practicing that if you're not really working with with giving and receiving. This is a great time. Oh, we're going into the holidays too, right? So you may have some traditions about giving and receiving, and that might be a really good opportunity to practice the receiving end of that. Okay. Also, like, what is giving? What are some of the more shadow sides of what giving does for you? Right? Just be aware. Like, just be aware. Are you giving with strings attached? Right? Or are you giving with limitations? Or, you want somebody, maybe you're giving money or a gift to somebody, but you want them to use it a specific way. It's like, well, that's giving with conditions. So just be aware of like any shadow sides of that giving piece as well. All right. Is there anything else? That's a lot for the I feel like these have been weekly energy readings, but I feel like they're kind of more for just the month generally and the rest of the year. So definitely, like, come back to these too and just see what resonates. I'm just tuning in to see if there's anything else. Okay, last card, Sacred Rebels. To wrap it up here. Also, if this is resonating for you, drop a comment below. If you have questions that you want me to feel into on the weekly energy readings, also drop a comment below. I'm open to playing with that. I don't know how that will unfold, but I don't know. I just felt inspired to say that. So if there's a specific area that you want me to focus on, generally, just if you're new and haven't been tuning into these is weekly energies for light workers, starseeds, New Earth entrepreneurs, I call them. Typically focused on your mission and your healing, your inner work. Sometimes love comes up in this. Okay, we got two. Yeah, bring it into form. So again, like what I was saying about manifesting. But see how she's like, I mean, I don't know if she's naked, but she's not. This is naked feet, right? So it's like, for me, when I see skin, that's like the true self, that you're in your true self and you're dropping the ego, you're speaking your truth, you're in your power, and you're bringing this into form. You're bringing the ideas, the inspiration, the energy, the light down and grounding it down to earth. Okay, so this is a really powerful time. You're doing this anyway, right? And so it's like, are you in your power now? Are you in your truth, or are you in your ego and bringing that down in your manifestation? Sacred Fool. She's naked. So, and she's got a puppet here. So what I'm feeling here is like, you may have felt like you've been puppeteered, and when you step into your power, and again, like that, stepping into your power is really showing up as who you are, right? She's showing up as who she is, how she came into this world and how she's going out of this world, right? Oh my God. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can show you what I'm seeing right now. Do you see that little guy out there? Can you see him? There's a little squirrel just watching, having a little nut. I don't know if you were able to see that. Maybe look up squirrels. So anyway, yeah. So it's like, it's not that you're puppeteering anyone else, but it's like you're taking control of your own life. Okay. And you're not going to be puppeteered by others anymore. And what does that mean? That means like being true to yourself, showing up as your true self, and being able to receive what comes of that. Okay. So keep working towards this. We all make mistakes. We're not perfect. The goal is not to be perfect. It's just to be aware, intentional. If you make a mistake, own your mistake, apologize. Like, be in your truth as much as possible. We all get triggered. We all get rattled. We all feel negative emotions from time to time, and that's okay. And if you're lashing out at somebody, you don't really intend to do that, then like, just be humble about it and apologize and move on, right? Like, it can be that simple. It sounds simple. It sounds like an easy thing, right? And yet we sometimes, a lot of conditioning or a lot of fear or shame can get in the way of that. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is, just do you. Just do you, and if you make a mistake, it's okay. Right? You don't have to beat yourself up over it. You may have to apologize to someone. You may have to make things right. That's the mature thing to do, right? So, lots going on this week, this month. We got a full moon at the end of the week. So, yeah, just be focusing on you, your healing work, your mission, trust, receive, and let me know how this week goes for you. Drop me a comment below, and I'll talk to you later.